Hi, Alexis.
Hi, Wes.
Happy holidays.
I love the holidays.
Me too. You know what's tough for me, though?
What's that?
Well, I don't drink alcohol, and there's all these parties and dinners to go to, and I'm kind of afraid to bring a bottle of wine with me as a gift because I kind of think I'm going to choose the wrong one.
Well, I don't drink either, and I have a solution for that. Did you know that you can join the Community Wine and Spirits monthly wine club, the Mutual Satisfaction Society? You'll receive 3 carefully selected bottles every month, complete with tasting notes and detailed information on each wine, all for $90. Join in the next 24 hours and get 20% off your first shipment. Want fancier wine? We got you. Join the Mutual Satisfaction Society Plus for extra satisfaction. $150 will get you 3 very special bottles. Let us take the trouble out of selecting great wines that you will love. Your first shipment is 20% off just for listening to View the Right Thing. Join the community today at www.communitywineandspirits.com or DM us at CommunityWS.
All right, thanks.
You got it.
Jesper, the worst student at the Postal Academy, gets sent to a frozen island near the Arctic Circle, where the residents of the town barely talk to one another. Worse yet, they don't send letters. There, he meets a teacher, Alva, and a mysterious toy maker, Klaus. Together, they bring joy back to the island and start new traditions. Wes and Alexis get their cold winter gear on to review this 2020 Academy Award nominee for Best Animated Picture, Klaus, on View the Right Thing.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Welcome to another episode of View the Right Thing. I'm Wes.
And I'm Alexis.
Hi, Alexis. You made me laugh.
Wes, I'm very glad I did. Hello.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm pretty good.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yay.
Yay.
How are things?
They're pretty good.
How are the holidays?
They're delightful.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, delightful.
Yep. How about yours?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. Just getting last minute things done.
Yep.
And stressing and looking forward to some relaxing, hopefully.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't that sound nice?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How early do you start gift buying for Christmas specifically?
Like May.
Really?
Yeah.
I wish I was like that, but my problem is I have no patience. So, and my gift is giving people gifts and seeing their reactions.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I need it now. I need it now. So if I were to buy a present in May, it's given to them by June.
So gifts burn a hole in your pocket.
Oh, yeah.
I get that. I love surprises. I love offering surprises.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's one gift that I got Jeff that has been hidden almost in plain sight, but I just know that he never opens this drawer. So
what?
Yeah. There's this one drawer he never opens. And so I'm like, I'm just going to put it in the back. He has no idea. He has no idea whatsoever.
That's bold.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Are you doing that because you're sort of like a serial killer and you kind of want to be caught? Like a little piece of you wants to be caught?
No.
Because like that's why not just put it somewhere where he has no access?
I mean, he technically has no access to this because he never goes into this.
But he could.
Drawer. I mean, he could, but I bet even if he saw it, he wouldn't know because it's wrapped.
Oh, it is wrapped.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he wouldn't know. And I
Okay.
didn't write his name on it, so.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a real dick move of him to just open a gift that has no tag on it.
Yeah. And also, when I was a kid, my mom made the rule, if you find your present before Christmas, you no longer get it. Yeah.
What a sneaky, great rule.
I never looked for my presents.
Yeah.
because I never really asked for much. I was just like, I just want a couple. Wow, these are like super. For those of you that are just listening, we're both wearing very festive headbands. Mine are Christmas trees, and they keep jiggling back and forth. And Wes has a really awesome Santa hat.
Mm-hmm. It's sparkly.
And I just caught a glance of myself. But no, I never searched for presents because I wanted to get them.
I almost accidentally saw a present one year. My parents had a present in the trunk, and I don't know why, but the trunk was open or something, and I went around and I closed the trunk, and I guess I just didn't. I may have even gotten something out, like groceries or something out of there to try and be helpful.
Yeah.
And which doesn't sound like me, but as a kid, I didn't want to do stuff like that. But
right.
But I closed it, and my parents were so mad. They're like, "Oh, you just ruined your Christmas present." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And they're like, "It's in the back of the car." And I was like, "I didn't see a thing." So I had no idea. And I was really happy when I believe it might have been the Super Nintendo.
Oh man, that would have been so disappointing if you ended up like not getting to keep it or something.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if your parents were that way.
Yeah, no, my parents weren't that way. Well, I mean, I didn't go snooping for presents really. Not that I can remember.
Yeah.
Maybe when I was really, really young or something, but I don't think so.
No.
There was a strong, I feel like we didn't have much that went out under the tree until Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And we were a pretty big Santa household, as you know.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sweet. Wait, you asked me when I start gift shopping. When do you start gift shopping?
Well, it has to be like weeks before, because otherwise I give them away. That's just the plain of it. Like if I buy something in October, it's before Thanksgiving you're gonna have it.
Yeah.
So, I have pretty low willpower for giving gifts. So yeah, it's usually a lot of like last minute, not because I'm lazy or don't care. It's just because I'm bad at keeping them.
My dad used to be like, we call it the midnight shopper, where it was like the day before Christmas. Like, what? So what do you want? What do you want for Christmas? He's gotten a lot better. Now he'll ask like a month in advance. And I'm like, yeah. I don't want anything.
A lot of times about 2 weeks before Christmas is when I have like, I'm done. But I'm not really done because there's like stockings and stuff like that. So.
Right.
That's always like the week of.
Oh yeah.
And then this year, Christmas is like a Wednesday.
Yeah.
So it's like the middle of the week. So
yep.
The whole like stocking stuff is like the weekend before.
Yeah.
You know, like
yep.
And the shelves are empty, but it's usually like with stockings. A lot of times it's like edibles or like really small toys.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Coal.
No coal.
No coal. I don't think I know anyone who's ever gotten coal. I've heard people say they've gotten coal before.
For real? Oh my gosh.
Like as jokes, gag gifts
Oh,
and
okay.
stuff,
Like, can you just imagine this kid getting coal? They deserved it.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd have the heart to do it if I had a bad kid, but I think I'd want to. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, we're both dealing with some stuff.
Yeah.
So we watched some trailers.
We did.
We did.
Yes.
We a couple of movies coming out next month-ish.
Yeah.
So we watched Paddington 3
in Peru.
Paddington in Peru, and you still have not seen any Paddington films.
No.
And you hadn't seen this trailer.
No.
And about 2/3 of 3/4 of the way through the trailer, I heard Alexis go, "Oh no." And I knew what it was. It was, "Oh no, I need to watch Paddington movies because I'm really into this."
It's so true, because I haven't even seen the trailers for the other ones.
Yeah.
I don't know what my problem is.
Yeah.
They look so good.
Yeah. I can't wait. It's such a good cast. We've talked about it a little bit on the podcast before. It's a great cast, and it looks really heartwarming, and yeah. I'm surprised it's not coming out at Christmas, to be honest.
I know.
It feels like it could be a Christmas movie.
It totally could be.
Probably
But people have people can have something to look forward to in the new year.
Well, it could be that it's bad and the studio doesn't believe in it. It could be that they felt like it was too crowded the holiday season. Maybe they were like, we don't want to go up against Wicked.
Oh,
or
right.
whatever, right? Or Tron or whatever.
Right.
And so they were just like, hey, we'll make a crap load of money if we go up against some horror film that's terrible. This is a lot of what comes out in January.
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah. And then the second trailer that we watched, Presents.
It's like it's the movie that they're hoping to go up against.
Yeah.
Box office wise, Presents. That it did not look good. It was I'm not even sure I know what. There's a girl's having nightmares that maybe are sort of lucid, like maybe she's doing things in her sleep or her dreams.
That's how it seems.
And she goes on a trip with her friend. Some rich guys like put him on a yacht.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be intriguing, but it wasn't. It just wasn't a very good trailer, and the movie just doesn't look very interesting to me. It doesn't seem like it's breaking any new ground. I just was real meh about it.
Yeah. I wasn't like rearing to go and see that movie.
Well, you don't like horror anyways. So.
No, I don't. I'm almost wondering if we watched the wrong trailer.
Did we?
I think we did.
Cool. Okay, so maybe this movie isn't coming out in January. Maybe Presents is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
What's Presents?
Presents is a suburban house inhabited by a mysterious entity.
Not at all what we watched.
Not at all. That's so
What did we
strange. I don't know.
Okay, so we watched a trailer for a movie that is probably already out and is not great.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
Yeah. It takes place on a boat, and this woman keeps having horrible dreams.
We did have a whole debacle with trying to watch that trailer.
We did. It's really strange.
We clicked what we thought was a trailer, and it was Nosferatu.
It's the Presents.
The Presents.
No, I'm saying.
Oh, the Presents is what.
That's why we can't. That's why we can't watch it.
Yeah.
It's the Presents that is blocking us from.
Freaking Presents.
We're gonna have to find out what the hell we watched.
If I had a nickel for every time the Presents did,
You'd have a nickel.
Yep. Happened once.
So disregard what we just said. It might be a good movie. I don't know. It has a great cast: Lucy Liu, Julia Fox, Chris Sullivan, other people.
Lucy Liu.
Yeah.
I feel like I saw a trailer with Lucy Liu recently. I wonder if it was the Presents.
Maybe. This is a Steven Soderbergh film.
Oh, yeah. I definitely saw Steven Soderbergh. I was like, Steven Soderbergh, I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I did see that trailer.
We're going to have to go back and figure out what that was.
I don't remember it very well, but I do remember Lucy Liu's also in the Red One, which is out now.
Oh.
I think.
Nice.
Pretty sure.
Sweet. Watch those Christmas movies.
Yeah. The Presents, not a Christmas movie.
No. Well, fun.
So what did we watch?
Today,
We're cruising through the episode so far.
We're just rocking and rolling. Today we watched the movie Klaus.
Our Christmas present to the listeners, a short episode.
Get ready to open your presents.
Yeah. Wait, real quick. Do you do Christmas Eve presents?
So we do one Christmas present on Christmas Eve.
Uh-huh.
We don't open all of them.
Yeah.
They're, like, you get to look under the tree. Which one do you want to open? And you just open one.
You get to pick one?
Yeah.
Oh, so we don't even pick our presents. We don't. Okay. Well, I'll tell you how it works in our house. So when I was growing up, we didn't do Christmas Eve presents.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, I feel like maybe there wasn't a ton under the tree.
Mm-hmm.
And if we got a letter, the envelope is in the tree, like up in the branches.
You got a letter?
Yeah, if you got like a check from grandma or whatever.
Okay.
It would go in the tree branches.
Cute.
And then on Christmas morning, Dad would sit on the floor with a garbage bag, and he was the Santa distribution system.
Aww.
So he would distribute. So that's what we do in our house. Is I sit on the floor with a garbage bag and distribute the presents.
That is so cute.
But we do now, because Desi was a open presents on Christmas Eve kind of girl.
Yeah.
We do one present Christmas Eve, and it's always the same type of present.
Oh.
It's always pajamas. And then we wear the pajamas Christmas morning.
Cute.
Yeah.
I like that. Oh, that's really cute.
So I have tons of pajama pants. Every once in a while I have to like Goodwill them because I have too many pajama pants.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're shorts or something. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oftentimes comic book themed.
Ooh, very nice.
Yeah. I think last year they were polar bears.
Fun.
Who knows what I'll get tonight?
Who knows?
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, sorry. What do we watch?
Oh, yeah. We watched Klaus.
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 What's Klaus about?
A simple act of kindness always sparks another, even in a frozen, faraway place. When Smeerensburg's new postman, Jasper, befriends toymaker Klaus, their gifts melt an age-old feud and deliver a sleigh full of holiday traditions.
I want to cry again already. Did you cry during this movie?
Got a little verklempt, but I did not cry. Oh, it's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Like
well, you know, this is like Santa is like close to my heart, so you know, got me all emotional.
It was really beautiful.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, what did you think of the movie?
I loved it. I loved it. The
movie?
moment when we stopped watching, I was like, "You need to watch this movie." Like, texting friends.
It's really good. It's really good. It's up there. I mean, it's definitely in my top 5 Christmas movies.
Yeah, I'm gonna add this to my
Christmas
list.
Movies.
Holiday. Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's only for Christmas because the overarching message is just so universal.
That's why, you know, we'll get to this again later, but this idea that Christmas is a genre, like the things that make a Christmas movie Christmas is like so universal that it's hard to be like, oh yeah, it's Christmas. It's exclusive to Christmas.
Yeah.
But we'll touch on this again. You might hear something surprising from me.
Ooh.
So this movie was in development for 10 years.
Oh my God.
They shopped around to different studios, and it was just basically considered too risky. And
Really?
yeah, and then well, because it's playing with a mythos that is sort of well established and sort of like giving a new story to it. And then Netflix acquired the rights in 2017, and they put it out, and it got nominated. It was the first animated film from Netflix to get nominated for an Academy Award. It didn't win the Oscar.
Who did?
That year, I don't know.
Ugh.
I mean, I could look it up if you really want to know. But it did win the BAFTA, which is basically the British Oscars.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just I find it interesting that so many people pass this up because it's so good. It's so good. And it feels almost like a DreamWorks movie, kind of like if I can see Disney passing this up, but like DreamWorks picking it up or something, but apparently not.
Yeah.
So you want to give some notes, and I'll just kind of pepper in some things along the way.
At the very beginning, I wrote a story about letters. Oh, my love. I love writing letters.
Yeah.
I think it's a lost art.
Yeah.
Really. And so I'll randomly get through kicks of like, I'm going to send people some letters, and I'll send my grandfather a letter, and we'll like random pen pals back and forth.
I get, birthday cards and stuff, but I get one thing that I look forward to every year in the mail. Duane, who does our intros.
Duane.
Hi, Duane. Duane has a Christmas card list, and every year I get a Christmas card from Duane, and I look forward to it every single year. It's always a wonderful card. It's always got some sort of pop culture reference. Sometimes he includes ornaments.
Oh, wow.
One year it was a do-it-yourself, like a assemble yourself ornament. So he gave us all the supplies.
That's so cool.
And it was a little kind of like a foil, almost like a foil box in the end, and then it had a little picture of John McClane, and it looked like he was crawling through the air conditioning vent. It was great. It's a great
clever.
ornament. I love that ornament.
That was very clever.
Yeah, he's a paper craft guy. He builds these really cool like spaceships and things out of paper, and yeah, he's really talented, and he's very thoughtful, and I always look forward to.
Nice.
One of the few handwritten. I always get a birthday card from him too, by the way.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
That's really beautiful. I
wish I was a card writer. I'm not.
Yeah. I do thank you cards.
Do you?
Yes.
I'm bad about handwriting anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to just like sit down and have the list. I'm like, okay, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm blocking out 2 hours because it's going to take 2 hours.
Yeah, I feel like so I'll do like a post about somebody every once in a while. Not so much now that I don't do Facebook, but like kind of what you're saying, like it takes a lot of time for me to like really figure out how to tell somebody exactly how I feel about them, because I believe in telling the people, even people that aren't like, that even, I've written sort of a fan type letter before, telling people how you feel about them, because I think like knowing how you have a positive impact on people can help propel them to continue to feel that way and feel good about themselves. And I think that's a great, thing to put out in the world. And so if I do a post, and it's usually like, it takes me like an hour or two to just like really figure out how to verbalize how I feel.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
So you're a letter writer.
I'm a letter writer. I am. I still write in cursive.
Wow.
Yeah.
If I write a letter, it's typed because my handwriting is illegible. So
type? You mean?
I'll type a letter,
like on the computer.
Yeah, I won't handwrite a letter. I'll hand sign it, but I won't. I won't handwrite it because it's chicken scratch. People won't. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good.
My grandmother was a first grade teacher.
Yeah.
And so she ingrained in me how important cursive is.
Yeah.
And so I was like, cursive it is. And now I have a hard time not writing in cursive.
Mine looks like a doctor's prescription pad or something. It's bad. It's not good. It's like trying to read like, a instruction manual in some alien language.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah. My grandfather is a retired doctor, and I'm like, what does that say?
Yeah. Anyways, back to the movie.
Back to this. The animation reminds me of older cartoons, and not like ancient old. I mean, kind of like a mixture of The Emperor's New Groove and The Triplets of Belleville.
Yeah,
it has a really stylized. It looks like it was hand drawn.
So I'm glad you brought this up. So very convenient, because I have a whole note about this. So the director, Sergio Pablos, wanted to do a traditional animated feature, but he wanted to see how animation would have, evolved without a switch to computer generated animation. So what they did is they used CGI lighting techniques with hand drawn animation. So it basically created this like sort of new thing that you hadn't seen before. So it's the first traditionally hand-drawn animated movie to use volumetric lighting and textures to give it more of that like 3D look. And you get that like
cool
right away in like the Post Office Academy.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
Yeah.
I miss hand-drawn cartoons.
Yeah. There are 182 postmen in the Royal Postman Academy scene at the beginning of the film, by the way.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's really beautiful. It's really beautiful. My next note is spoiled kid.
Yeah. Jesper is
he is so spoiled, so privileged. I was very happy that his dad made him like go. He's like, you learn your lesson, essentially.
It's like Thor. Like Marvel's Thor, right? Like spoiled rich kid gets his power taken away and exiled to a place without his comforts and abilities.
I never considered that. Wow.
Very Shakespearean.
At one point I wrote, ooh, there's a deeper message. Someday he might thank me for it.
Yeah.
I was like, haha. Interesting.
And then they spend the next like minute and a half doing a montage of him going, thanks, Dad.
I know. Thanks, Dad. There was a moment where I was like, he's supposed to go all the way to this random island, and he's just on a buggy with a horse. How is he going to get there? And then we're introduced to the boatswain.
Yeah.
What was his name? I don't recall.
The character name? I just remember the actors. I'm like, oh yeah, that's Joan Cusack. Oh yeah, that's Norm Macdonald.
I know. I immediately was like, I know this voice. I know this voice.
Norm Macdonald's final film.
Oh.
Yeah.
What a beautiful final film.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he wasn't exactly known for doing sweet things either.
Yeah, I know.
So.
Like it was like he was still playing an ass.
Yeah.
But
but
a more subdued ass.
Yeah.
His name was Mogans. I
Mogans.
don't ever remember hearing that name.
Yeah, I think he said it once or twice in the. I mean, I think he introduced himself, and I think near the end they mentioned his name. They called him by name.
I just also wrote down the artwork is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so taken.
There's a really, really beautiful shot that I love when he's traveling and he's like going up through into it like a forest, and just again the lighting and stuff. It was like that one.
Yeah.
I have my computer desktop has various shots from movies that I just think are beautiful shots, and it's like I should add that to my screensaver because it's just a really pretty.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah. So he's on his way to you know the name? Smeerensburg. So Smeerensburg is based on a real place. So Smeerenburg, it's a town that existed in Norway. It used to be like this really prosperous whaling post during the 17th century, which they sort of allude to with the giant whale skeleton.
Yeah.
And they show a whale when they go to visit the Sami people.
The Sami people?
The Sami people, the little girl that speaks a language. He's like, "What's wrong with your mouth?" So when they go to visit them,
with your mouth,
they show them going across the ice, and there's a whale that swims underneath.
Yeah.
So it's just another reference to.
So cool how they did that.
Also, I do want to point out that in Thor, he gets sent to New Mexico, right, in the first Thor movie, but where New Asgard is basically a fishing town in Norway. Or
are you saying that Thor is Santa Claus?
No, I'm not saying Thor is Santa Claus. Thor is maybe Jesper.
Ooh, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
Nice. Wait, so you said that it's named or based after Smeerenburg. Smeerenburg, sorry.
Yeah.
I want s'mores. Is Norwegian?
Norway.
Do people in Norway speak Norwegian? Is that
I don't know.
A dumb question?
Dutch?
What was the little girl speaking?
Oh, the Sami people? I don't know. I don't know what the Sami people spoke.
Oh, okay. Well,
I can look that up for you if you want to tell me your next note.
Yes. My next note is the town is giving him a dose of his own medicine. Is giving Jesper a dose of his own medicine. And I appreciated that because it offered another way for him to learn from his behavior.
Yeah.
You know?
The Sami people speak a variety of languages. Among them are Finnish, Swedish, Norwegian, Russian. And then they have their own that's like various dialects of Sami. So Akala Sami, Northern Sami, Southern Sami, Pita Sami, Inari Sami, Lula Sami, Skolt Sami, Kilden Sami, Ume Sami, and then it looks like maybe a couple others.
Wow.
They're people in northern Finland, Sweden, and Norway on the Kola Peninsula in Russia. So that area.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That little girl's voice was just so adorable.
Yeah.
What else did I write? Oh my God, the music box toy is magical. That one that with the spinning people.
He accidentally starts playing?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then it made another, they showed it again toward the end of the movie. I want that toy.
Yeah.
I want that music box.
Oh, there you go. I wanted to talk about some of the residents in Smeerensburg.
Yeah.
And you notice they all have a hair specific trait. They're all genetically predisposed to having the same hair color on their sides of the family.
Oh yeah.
So all of the Crumbs have black hair, and all the Ellenbows are redheads.
Yep.
And then all of the neutral people are the Sami, Jasper, Alva, and so all the outsiders, Klaus,
have blonde hair.
They all have blonde hair.
Yeah.
They're all neutral.
Interesting.
Because they're not from that area.
Yeah.
Not from that town.
That rivalry really reminded me of the Hatfields and McCoys of West Virginia.
Yeah. Yeah.
My family knew some of them.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
Oh, uh-oh.
No.
Uh-oh.
Like when the rival was diminishing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not in the thick of it.
The thick of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that town too, the designers used a lot of, like, you probably noticed a lot of sharp angles, a lot of triangles, things were like kind of, basically the idea is that it needed to be not friendly and uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Whereas like Klaus's cabin was lots of curves and strong, sturdy materials, sort of to reflect Klaus himself. So,
yeah.
And more color. Like, you don't see the color right away at Klaus's cabin, but eventually you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. All those kids just needed toys. It was like, I'll bet that's why everyone is so mad and sad. They don't have a happy outlet. And they didn't. There was no happiness anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, they were, and I'll come back to this a little bit, but they were being done a disservice by the adults in that town.
Yes.
Everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there was another point, children wasting away. It's like, they need to learn. It's, and then sarcastically, I'm like, it's as if without knowledge, people make uneducated assumptions about the world around them.
Yeah.
Which I feel is accurate. And what a great lesson to learn. Like, if you just keep yourself closed in this box, you're never going to be able to grow as humans. And I thought that was really beautiful.
Yeah.
And I also said, what an interesting origin story of Santa. It benefited both the children, Jesper, and the town as a whole.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You're going through your notes fast.
I got things to say.
Do you have a lot more notes, or are you? I feel like you're you're getting through them.
Yep. You have something you want to say?
I think you were so engrossed by the movie.
I was really engrossed in the movie.
Yeah, no, I just have some, like, some filmmaking things that I think were kind of interesting. So do you have anything about the reindeer?
No.
Oh, okay. So the reindeer, I like the reindeer scene a lot when the reindeer sits on his head.
I kept giggling like a goofball.
Yeah, I heard you. It was great. Klaus uses moss to
is that what it is?
Yeah. Okay. So they originally were going to use berries, and that's what they storyboarded, was berries. And they found out as they were making it that berries are poisonous to deer. And so they changed it to clumps of moss, which is what reindeer actually eat. So, yeah, that's kind of cool. And then obviously we get to meet Klaus.
Yes.
Do you have anything on Klaus himself? Okay, nothing on Klaus. So J.K. Simmons playing Klaus.
Yes.
So we're a month out of Whiplash. What a difference between Whiplash and this character.
So different.
J.K. Simmons, also in the Red One, plays Santa in the Red One.
Jeez.
He has experience playing Santa Claus. He worked as a mall Santa when he was just out of college, like trying to become an actor. So, yeah, Santa Simmons.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
What else you got?
Well, I wrote down, a true selfless act always sparks another.
Yeah.
And I think that is beautiful and true. And I didn't realize that it was going to be in the description of the film.
I have it in my notes too.
Yeah.
We'll cover it again.
It's just so good. Like, yes, the ho ho ho.
The laugh.
The fact that that's how he laughs.
Yeah.
Which also is really delightful, because he's not just going ho ho ho. He's laughing. He's having fun and enjoying himself, and that makes it so much more sweet.
Yeah.
And loving. Ouch. Shall I go on?
Yeah, you can keep going.
I was like, this magical wind, it means something.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're going to find out what this magical wind means.
Yeah. Let's talk about the wind.
Okay.
So the wind represents his wife, Lydia.
Yeah.
So every time you see the wind blow, it's Lydia trying to... I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional.
It's okay.
she's trying to push them in the right direction, right?
Yeah.
So I have a bunch of notes on the wind blowing. So she blows the drawing
The letter
onto Jesper.
Yes.
And inspires him to teach the boy how the mail system works.
Oh.
So it's not just like an inciting thing, it also inspires Jesper to teach him something.
Wow.
When Jesper is about to give up on his mission, the wind blows on a map of the island. Remember the little corner
Yes.
of the map?
Yes.
The corner comes down and he puts it back up, and then that's how he sees Klaus's house.
Oh my gosh.
When Jesper enters Klaus's barn, the wind blows the door shut and traps him inside and breaks off the icicles. Forces him to find a different way out and stumble on unused toys. When Klaus and Jesper first encounter, Jesper accidentally leaves his bag behind. Obviously, the drawing falls out and the letter gets blown directly to Klaus, and inspires him to seek out Jesper and help the kid.
Yeah.
Klaus initially says he doesn't want to do the toy donation thing, but the wind blows on the birdhouses, reminding him.
Yes.
Because I think in some ways those birds are like his children that he never had with.
Oh yeah.
Lydia, right? And then before Jesper pitches the Christmas idea, when he's chopping wood, the wind swirls around and it reveals Jesper at the barn. Klaus tells Jesper about Lydia. He says sometimes it seems like she's still with him.
Yeah.
And the wind swirls outside. He says that.
It's so beautiful.
And then, of course, 12 years after the end, he's in the middle chopping wood and stops when the wind swirls on the horizon, and he says, "I'm coming, love."
I know, and he just disappeared.
It's so beautiful.
But the fact that at the very end, Jesper says that once a year he waits up and he gets to see his friend.
I know. What a great last moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It was magic all along.
Well, and did you notice the clothes in the film?
The clothes?
Yeah. So the Crumbs in the movie, the dark-haired characters, they wear all green and blue. Mm-hmm. And the Ellingbows wear red and brown. And the Sami people wear red and blue.
Yes.
To show sort of the idea that they could live in harmony together. Right? And so Jesper wears blue, and then Klaus is given a red costume. Yeah. Again, tying these two things together, this red and blue thing. And that's with the help of the Sami people.
Wow.
Yeah. And that doesn't happen if Jesper doesn't finally give in to the little girl and okay. Yeah. Oh no, my hat. I gotta fix my hat. Hold on. It's very important.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I think the clothing is kind of neat in the movie. I do have another note about when they go through the Museum of Intolerance, the Museum of hatred between the two clans, and they're showing all the feuds through different paintings and things.
Yes.
And they show a cave painting. They go all the way back to the beginning.
Right.
Cave painting. Did you notice anything about the cave painting?
No.
So it's like a whole bunch of clanspeople all with their clubs raised, and then it has two at the very top, two big ones at the very top, and they're hitting each other. They're forming a heart.
What?
A little foreshadowing that the two biggest ones are going to form a heart before the end of the film.
Oh, no, I didn't notice that at all.
Yeah.
It was very fleeting.
Yeah. And it's not subjective. I mean, it's there, but
yeah, of course.
It's not like...
I'm definitely going to look out for
a perfect heart or anything.
The next time I watch it.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to watch this every year now.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any other notes? I pretty much just have a final note, so I'll just let you kind of go.
Okay.
And I'll see if we have any.
Even though Jesper is selfish, he's still helping others. So, through his selfishness, he's actually doing good.
Yes.
Which I love.
Yeah, and it goes into this. I'll talk about it again, but what I'm going to talk about at the end, just remind me of that.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
That sweet little girl. Excuse me.
Sorry, folks. We're struggling.
that sweet little girl, what language is she speaking? But then we realized, I just looked up, she is from Norway. She's from Tromsø, the girl who played Margot.
Yeah.
And I guess Sergio Pablos traveled all the way to Tromsø, where she lives, and she did her whole recording session through translation and mimicry.
Oh, that's cute.
So it was originally planned that the Sami people would speak English, but they decided to change it to have them speak in their native language instead, which I love.
I do too. What's wrong with her mouth?
I know, that was so great. It's like, had he never heard someone speak a different language before?
Maybe not, because he's, pretty sheltered.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He's
in his own world.
Yeah. With his silk sheets.
Yeah.
Okay. Someone would have to be pretty stupid to want to leave this place now. He made the town habitable just by listening and helping, even if it was initially done out of greed. I was like, yeah, he would have to be really stupid to want to leave.
Yeah.
He truly transformed that just by his act of, he wanted to get the numbers. He wanted to have a high amount of mail that would come through so that he could...
The 6,000 posts.
So that he could be successful. And just going back to teaching that little kid about mail and stamps. And then the kids are like, oh, I want to do this too. Well, but wait, I don't know how to write. Let's go to the teacher and we want to learn how to write. And she seemed so like, I don't want to be a teacher anymore. And the kids inspired her to want to teach again and like built this fire inside of her. And it was just this beautiful domino effect.
Yeah.
That transformed the entire town.
Well, and the other piece was the lump of coal, right? That the kid comes, he's like, I didn't get a present, and he's like, well, Santa sees everything, and you got to be good, and that sort of sparks another like thing, right? Where it's like helping somebody who doesn't like you, but they hurt themselves, so you're helping them anyways, or you're picking their berries for them so they don't have to do the work, and then they return the favor with jam, and then that person returns the favor with cake, and then eventually I love the reveal that instead of fixing the fence, the old shotgun guy builds the playground for the children.
I was just thinking of that.
And removes the traps. The traps slowly get removed over time.
Yeah.
By the time the kids go over there's no traps. So it's very sweet.
Yeah. It really was. What else? I mean, it's more of the same. A true act of goodwill always sparks another.
She just keeps writing it over and over.
Yes.
We're going to say it again before the end. So.
The woman who Joan Cusack voiced. It's like, this woman is so evil. The town is built on spite. What a way to live. Like, she enjoyed relishing in the hatred and the spite, and I think she just had some coal stuck up her butt and she needed someone to pull it out.
I think there's a commentary on today in that, and in so much that people are so hell-bent on the status quo, or like reliving what they think is the best moments of their life. A lot of people think of their younger selves, and this is the best time of my life or whatever, and so go back, how were things when I was younger? Let's just roll everything back to that. And it's a never ending cycle. And I think that's a little bit of a commentary on people feeling this desperate need to keep things the same and never progress.
Yeah.
Change is scary. I get it. But
yes, change can be scary, but change can also do amazing wonders, as portrayed in this film. My last note is I go, aw, Magic Wind was Klaus's wife. She really was always with him. I love that so much.
Yeah.
I feel, I feel that those loved ones that we hold really dear to our hearts really do follow us and come with us and guide us in the right direction when we need it.
Well, and there's a point when Jesper shows the workshop. He's like, oh, you can do this here and you can do this here. And then he pulls down the sheet and you see the family tree that he was building. And we later learn that they couldn't have kids or that just never happened. And then she died young. But you see the little carved figures of those two, and there are 7 missing, 7 alcoves with nothing in them. So they clearly intended to have 7 children, a large family. And something I really love about this movie is kind of what you're talking about, how they're still with you, because the spirit of the wind that she becomes and her influence on him this way, she has still a physical manifestation in this world, and she physically helps him gain a family and they eventually show all those the little lap people, the little sandy people, and then Jesper and Ava.
Yes.
In there as well. And that's his new family. Those are all the children that he gained from the, him and his wife's influence on this town.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's really sweet.
I agree.
Anything else?
No.
All right.
Oh, no, her name was Alva.
Alva. Thank you. And it was something similar. I knew I was also wrong. All right. So you'd recommend this?
Yes, 100%.
I would too, 100% as well.
Yeah.
All right. I had to write this out because, again, I don't know why I'm so emotional. It's just holidays and Santa is involved, and you know how I am. So I kind of wrote a thing and I may have to just kind of read. We'll see how off the cuff I can be with it. But so I get asked a lot about Christmas movies.
Yes.
And I've it's fun to challenge conventions. That's the whole Die Hard thing, right? And I've talked ad nauseum about about how Christmas isn't a genre, right?
Yeah.
The time of year doesn't matter. The fact that there's greedy villains in the movie doesn't matter. That if you can replace Christmas with something else, then how could it be a Christmas film? How could that be a genre, right? But I also recognize that for a lot of people, it's a deeply personal thing, whether it's like a family tradition or just a feeling that they get or whatever. So I'll go from the deeply personal route, and I'll say, for me, this film makes me want to change my mind.
Oh.
So I think that the true spirit of Christmas is an act of service. So in this movie, we have a postmaster, an educator, and somebody who just wants to see the betterment for children.
Yeah.
And that's like taking care of people, caretakers. That's service. And that's kind of what you were saying about Jesper being, even though he's selfish, he's doing these good deeds. Even though he doesn't realize how he's doing it, he's becoming of service to people. And at the in the end, it's not about receiving the gifts, but it's about giving them.
Yes.
They stay behind to watch that little girl get her little wind sled.
Yeah.
So with that, I'm going to end it.
Okay.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
In the spirit, you want to say it one more time? After all, a true act of goodwill
Always sparks another.
Bon cinema.